might be in business. I think we might be in business. So let's give people a few minutes to log on because I had to go ahead and restart the chat for the simple fact that they are changing up stuff in YouTube. Okay, let's see. All right. No, that's not it. Let me go back. Okay. Let's give some people time to log on. All right, let's see. Are people starting to see the new? Okay, all right, here we go. I got it together, I guess. So, give people a minute to log on, let it register, because mine is not kicking in over here. Trying to find it myself. There we go. All right, now let's do this. I can see myself. All right, now, well, learn something new every time. So the sound is good. Everything else is good. So we might as well go ahead and get busy. By the way, some people asked about Gizmo. Gizmo is back. He is right here looking at me, wagging his tail, probably wanting to get up here. But I'm not going to pick you up. Not yet, buddy. All right, first we're going to get busy. So somebody said, looks and sounds good, then let's go ahead and get busy. Tried to hold me down again. Delicious. I rock the planet, beat my chest like real gorilla, real gorilla, real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here, gorilla in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here. Now, with that being said, welcome back. I know I had to cut the show a little short on Friday, I believe, but I tried to get back with you guys over the weekend. Things just didn't seem to work out that way. But we're going to finish up what we were talking about on Friday, along with also addressing some other stuff that popped up. But before we get started, let me go through a couple things. If this is your first time to the show, welcome to the show. Hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on other social media platforms. This phone number on the screen, 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that number, then just in case they try to uproot me from this platform, you'll have another way for me to contact you. And then we can find out where we're going to go ahead and take our little project somewhere else. But you can also do that by subscribing to my alternative channel, which is Stop and Think About It. Now, what else? I do have a corner store. You can visit Kevin's Corner Store if you so choose to, and you can find all kind of stuff in there, all kind of stuff, you know. And then finally, if you want to just donate to the channel, you can do that by the Cash App and the PayPal that I have linked below. Now, with that being said, guys, I ran across a clip, man. I was stunned that they would put this type of message in a movie, y'all. Yeah, man, you know, Hollywood, unfortunately, is trying to bombard us with all of these messages. And they didn't even try to be subtle on this one, y'all. This is the most outlandish, in-your-face, race-baiting message I've ever seen. I don't even know what the show is. I saw the clip on, what is it? What's the Australian news, not Next News Network, the Australian news channel. I forget what it is. But man, they showed this clip and I was like, did they just put this in a show, a series? This is unbelievable. Sky News Network. So check this out, y'all. Let's see if you can pick up on the very part where they're trying to tell everybody that racism makes folks have tumors. Y'all ready for this? Unbelievable.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's
He's okay. I had Cephas answer some questions from a Harvard test known as unrest.
Now, the fact that they inserted Harvard in there lets me know it's garbage, off grid. Lets me know already it's liberal. But let's continue. So, a Harvard test, y'all. Now, I'm supposed to take this little clip serious if I'm watching this show. Now, I'm going to be honest. It's sad that we got to a point where whether a show is woke or not will determine whether you watch it. There was a Netflix series with the guy who used to play Luke Kane. The big black dude, big bald-headed black dude. I guess he's supposed to be a priest. I forget the name of the series on Netflix, but I like him, and also like his counterpart, the guy who's playing across from him as I guess a devil or a demon or something like that. And I'm like, okay, let me check this out. They lost me immediately on the second series. Soon as they slid in The Message, they sat back, had me all excited about this whole mystery about this girl who's black playing soccer. Apparently she had a heart attack and they tried to revive her. And, I think took she was dead maybe 2 hours or something like that. And then, the mystery was it a miracle because she came back alive, or was, it's something that could be explained through science? So all of the information throughout the series was pointing towards it was a miracle. Man, I got through the whole second series only to find out that the whole reason the girl came back to life was not because of a miracle. It was because apparently the doctors at the hospital only do CPR so long on black folks versus white folks. There it is. Immediately I was like, I'm done with it. Sir, we looked at a study that shows that CPR is performed 3 times longer on white people versus people of color. And I'm going, oh, God, I thought this was a show about mystery, angels, demons, evil versus good. And now all of a sudden I'm getting hit with The Message. And I'm going, so let me see, this is a black female. Oh, well, you know what? We're going to not try too hard to save her life, okay? All right, let's just give her 3 compressions. 1, 2, 3. You know what? Let's not go to 10. Let's call it. What's the time, nurse? Well, she just came in. You didn't even check her vitals. It doesn't matter. She's black. All right, call it. That's what they wanted me to believe. So now they done inserted another message. Like I said, don't know what the show is, but I won't be watching it based on this one clip.
It's designed to measure someone's level of social resistance.
Social resistance.
When people like us oppose the values and policies of the dominant culture.
That's right.
And what does that have to do?
Your son.
Thank you. What does that have to do? Y'all ready for this?
He feels threatened on a daily basis. Like everything he's earned can just be taken away. He's disenfranchised.
He's been threatened. He feels threatened on a daily basis. Like everything he's earned can be taken away. Yeah, he feels disenfranchised. So what does that lead to? What does being disenfranchised lead to, ladies and gents?
But because he's seemingly free from all this, because he can't name it, he's internalizing it.
So, guys, all of us people of color are being disenfranchised whether we know it or not. See, we're being oppressed whether we know it or not. We're just keeping it deep down on the inside. Apparently, this guy's been holding on to all this oppression and depression and all of that stuff on the inside because he's walking around feeling like at any second, the white man probably, that's who they're probably referring to, as we're about to find out, could just swoop in and take everything just because he's black.
Name what?
Racism. I think your son's tumor was caused by racism.
Whoa! Now, did y'all hear that? I think your son's tumor was caused by racism. With a serious face. How do you even act that part out with a serious? Do you understand? I'd be like, all right, reading the script. All right, this is a comedy, right? No, sir, this is a serious scene right here. Serious scene? So wait, you want me to convince the viewers that this black kid's tumor was caused by racism? So you know what that means. Racism, if it could be the cause of a tumor, how did any of the slaves not die from tumors? I don't understand. How did all those folks during the civil rights movement all not die from racism causes tumors now? Boy, who are the writers? That is unbelievable. See, now we can't even have fun no more. Now we can't even have fun when we watch TV, man. Now we got to sit back and watch for messages that are inserted that will cause anybody to go, man, I'm done with this. So guess what? Now you got to watch out for racism. It might cause cancer. But remember, we can't even enjoy certain things now because of the message. I'm going to show y'all a clip right after this. Look, they're looking serious. They're looking serious. Now you see this? You see this? See, now imagine, you can tell that this is kind of older because he got that old Chuck Norris haircut right there. Y'all ever seen this kid right here? You see the face on him? See, this is something we used to laugh at. Right now, this kid would be called a white nationalist racist. He would be doxxed and everything. Here's a white kid in a spelling bee back in the day with his pumpkin pie haircut, with his bangs, and all he wants to do is spell a word. But it happened to be a word that sounds a little controversial, but it's hilarious. We could go ahead, watch something like this today and laugh at it. Look at this, guys. Watch this kid. It's great.
Negus.
What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian.
Ethiopia. Y'all hear that? That man is in a spelling bee, and the word is negus. He said, what's the origin? Ethiopia. So you already know where the mind would be going. Liberals would be all over this today. All right, kid. Be careful now. Be careful. I'm surprised now. He's probably grown by now, but I'm sure they're probably looking for him right now. Let's see how he handles this with grace.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So it's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. All right, let's go ahead, kid. Let's get it. Let's spell it. Let's spell it out. Use your phonics.
Negus.
Could you use it in a sentence?
Use it in a
The
sentence.
Negus ruled Ethiopia until the coup of 1974.
That man right now is a white nationalist. The Negus ruled Ethiopia until the coup of 19 or something, whatever. Unbelievable. Man, this kid right now is getting set up. If he would have did this right now, he would be done. He'd be all over CNN. They'd be showing this clip everywhere. But he handled it with grace.
Negus.
Look at him. Get the board out.
Negus.
And would you say the word loudly for the judges?
Negus.
One more time.
Negus.
She's trying to get this kid killed. Say it again. Niggas. Say it again. Niggas. Unbelievable. Take a deep breath, kid.
Negus. N-E-G-U-S. Negus.
There it is. Now, that clip is hilarious. Hilarious. You think he can get away with that today? I bet you they have removed that word from the spelling bee altogether. Just because it sounds close to what a whole bunch of folks might be in the hood saying right now. Right now. But they would probably want to throw this kid under the bus right now just because he spelled that word, man. My boy was like, niggas. Nigga, can you use it in the word? The Ethiopian niggas ruled the Ethiopia during the... I'm like, man, you can't even get away with that today. You can't sit back and laugh at something like that today. You can't sit back and enjoy it. You know, the stuff that we used to watch on Archie Bunker and the Jeffersons and all of that. It was hilarious. All of that stuff was hilarious. Dukes of Hazzard, all of that. Never talked about race in Dukes of Hazzard. But they didn't took that off the show. I mean, off the network. You can't even see it. Got to go try to find it. It was fun time back then. But now everything you turn on, they see everything through race. Everything they're looking at going out. Is that racism in there? Is that the spelling bee of racism? See, it's the spelling bee is by white men, cis, straight, gender white men who came up with the spelling bee, who wants to suppress the black man, and they pick the white kid to go out and spell niggas and all of that stuff. It's a secret way for them to be able to say the bad word without being accountable. Anything to just insert race. This ripping our country apart. And somebody done got hip to it. Somebody done woke up. Amber Rose knows. Look at this. She's not falling for it.
A lot of people were shocked with your, endorsement of Donald Trump. I mean, you're all about women's rights issues. I mean, what was the reason for the big change?
Is Donald Trump not for women's rights issues?
Ooh.
I mean, I guess
she's not just a pretty face. Yeah, you see that? What, did that come back? Shut her all the way down. She was just like, is Donald Trump not for women's rights? So now you see whoever is interviewing her, of course, wants to get a reaction out of her. And I like the way she handled this cool and calm under pressure.
A lot of people were
trying to make
asking.
America great again. That's for women too, right?
That's true. I mean,
Okay. There you go.
I know. Does him getting convicted like change the
You
way
see
you
that?
view him?
You see that? You see her? You see the Pop-Tart trying to follow her and interview her from TMZ? Does him getting convicted not change the... And look how she like, nope.
Not at all.
I mean, do you think it'll help his chances, like getting like reelected, or like it'll hurt
I think it
him?
helps him more.
Oh, it helps him more.
Yeah.
You hear her dotting her eye? She is dotting this chick's eye. As this chick is trying to play passive. You know, I mean, do you think... I can't stand when people do that. Just straight come out and say, look, man, I hate Donald Trump. I'm trying to drag you into trashing him or make you look like you're now all of a sudden ultra MAGA folk. You know, just come straight out and say that. Don't try to set me up with, do you think that maybe his conviction and do you know what, it's your, for someone who was into women's rights, I mean, do you find it, and she is picking this mess apart. I like it. I mean, I've only seen her, never heard her or any of this stuff. I only heard about her back in the day, but I'm liking what I'm hearing from her. And she's going to tell her exactly why she feels this way now.
Absolutely. I think people see the injustice and what happened, and they want to vote for him more than ever.
Thank you.
I know. I wanted to ask you. So it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of like voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of like changing their way of like?
I think
now here she is. Gonna try to team up. I mean, you know what? I want to ask you, lots of celebrities. See, and this is what the left hates. Once you see this crap, you can't unsee it. It's like wokeness. Like I said, every movie, every series, every commercial, I see wokeness. I'm like that kid. I see wokeness. There it is. It's all around us. They insert wokeness into everything. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So now she's asking her that, well, why do you think these people, and you could tell she has woken up to where she's going, I see it. You'll never get me with this mess again. You know, and they try so much to insert this crap. I can probably go back through so many movies before wokeness was a thing and before Trump came on the scene where I probably could say, yeah, I could have seen, now I could see the messages being sent and put in these things. I could see how the media might have started setting the groundwork for all of this garbage, you know, going back. But when Trump came on the scene, it just opened up the floodgates. They couldn't hide it anymore. And once people see it, you can't unsee it. I mean, every commercial, I'm going, oh, God. Every sports event, where's it at? I'm waiting for it. They're going to slide something in. And she's out there in Hollywood.
we just did our research, and we're just, we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. I can say that about myself. All these years I've been brainwashed, and I'm not anymore. So.
Doesn't it feel good to no longer be brainwashed? Amber Rose knows now. There it is. And they can't stand when so-called famous people wake up, when they are able to see through the crap that the left has been up to, and then they start coming out and saying it. That hurts. That hurts their cause. So we know that the debate and all of that stuff is coming, and we know shenanigans are going to be coming along with it. And, I was watching some information today about the polls, and they're trying to say the polls are tightening. And Dr. Twirly had a good take on it. He was talking about how, these polls, he believes Fox actually wants Trump to win. So Fox, I guess, did a poll where it showed Biden was up by like 2 points or something like that, going into this debate. And Twirly had an interesting theory. He was talking about how really they want Joe Biden to be the candidate. They don't want him to swap out with somebody else. And if the polls are showing that Joe's getting beat to death, which most likely he is getting beat to death, it probably would force the hand of the Democrats a lot quicker to pull the trigger and say, all right, this guy's so far behind, we might as well swap him out. We don't want to rejuvenate the left, but I really don't see who they can swap out right about now anyway. And I guess make any type of real headway with Trump. Who's going to risk their career if they have a goal to become president or whatever in the future risk their career to take on this big burden that Joe Biden has left, and also to go up against Trump and run the risk of getting their face smashed in by Trump. That right there is a big risk. I don't think Michelle Obama would do it. I think the only potential option they might have is Gavin the nuisance. But he's so damaged. If anybody was just to say, look, man, we ain't even got to debate this cat. We could show you just California. Clips of California, show you some of their policies and say, do you want this across the whole globe? Do you want this across the United States? That's all I got to say about it. I don't need to say anything else. Just, do you want all of this crap in Alabama, in Ohio, Pennsylvania? Do you want that? You want folks doo-dooing in the street here? You want a doo-doo map? Y'all want a doo-doo map across the whole United States? Keep that mess out there in California. See? So I don't think it'll be him. So I wonder, what they're going to do about Joe if he gets out there and stinks it up. But they're doing everything they can preemptively to try to help this man do okay during the debate. And trust me, if that man wobbles and stumbles his way through the debate, they're going to be like, whew, yeah, you know what? He made it. See, I told you he wasn't that bad. So let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, as that young TMZ reporter was asking, why do you think all these people are starting to vote for Trump? It's because of crap like this that we see in the media that's going on around our country. Look at this. Simone with the dome.
Of those people, those young girls who were killed. This is,
I mean,
the preponderance of these people,
what is the difference between an illegal immigrant who...
Ooh, somebody slap that man's head. Somebody reach across that set and slap his face. You hear that black dude on there speaking blasphemy? He said illegal.
Unfortunately engages in that activity.
And we don't like that. I want to be clear. We don't do term illegal.
Undocumented individuals.
Did you see him get checked by Simone with the dome? She checked him real quick. That was killed by illegal. So in other words, you're more worried about the title of these people versus the damage that many of these people are doing to Americans. Yeah, that's on top of your dome. That's on top of mine, huh? Here she is in the middle of talking about an American that was killed by an illegal. And her big concern was how you label these people. We don't use that term here on this show. Check that dude real good. You can tell right now he has no testes. Adam, hey, don't interrupt me while I'm speaking, Simone. Okay? You call him whatever you want to call him. I'll call him what I want to call him, okay? They ain't going it. Beep. Could you come here for a minute? Oh, shoot. The people who paid me is calling me. Hold on for 1 second. He'll probably walk off that set, come right back on there like, I'd like to go ahead and apologize and make it clear that I didn't mean to call these people illegals. Because that network right there got all of these folks controlled. Man, scared to say illegals. Unbelievable. And he calls himself a Republican, y'all. So now, let's get into the pre-debate debate. Oh, pre-debate cheap fakes. What's
basically saying there, well, will I let Joe Biden win? It does seem as though many Republicans have set the bar very low in terms of arguing that Joe Biden is basically senile. Now you have people like Doug Burgum coming out and saying, well, President Biden's very accomplished, trying to set expectations in a different place. What do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently
stop this interview.
This woman don't like that. She wants us to believe, leading up to this debate, y'all, on I think the 27th, that Jake Tapper and I think what's the other chick? I'll forget her name. Might be Nicole something or whatever, Merjicker. They're going to be fair and balanced. Even though, if you saw about 15 seconds more of this clip prior to that question, you would find that this woman was biased even in questioning this spokeswoman for Trump. She was already laying the groundwork of Trump being a disruptor. When he was in the last debate, he was rude to Joe Biden. He kept interrupting him and all of this stuff. And she wants this lady to overlook the fact that Trump is walking into hostile territory and that fake crapper, Dana Trash, yeah, see, now I just gave her a new nickname. So Dana Trash and fake crapper is going to be non-biased. They're going to be non-biased. They're going to come in fair and objective. No, it's going to be 3-on-1 against Trump. And all she's doing now is pointing out the fact that fake crapper is fake. And look at this woman immediately, because she can't have her audience being conscious of that once the debate starts. This woman right here is planting the seed for the audience to, when they look at this debate, to be going, I see what that woman was saying now. I might have not have caught it if she wouldn't have mentioned how biased these folks are. So this woman jumps in immediately like, you know what, I don't want you saying, you can't say that about my colleagues, like she's really that concerned about her colleagues. Come on now.
If you're going to keep attacking my colleagues. Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on...
Yeah, because see, you can't criticize the media. You can't do that. You can't call out the facts. Yeah, here, I'm not going to sit back and let you criticize because they're in my ear and they're telling me, don't let her criticize fake crapper and Dana Trash. You can't do that because we all know this is exactly what's going to happen on Thursday. It's exactly what's going to happen. If you think that they have not coordinated with CNN, that's the only reason that they even agreed to this debate. So Trump, I guess he knows what he's doing, walking into very hostile territory. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. This ain't going to be no walking in there. All right, we're just going to turn on your mic. Go ahead and say something. You say something. We'll just throw out a fair and equally balanced question. You already know how this debate is going to go. Mr. Trump, you've been called out for some very, very hateful rhetoric. And whenever Joe Biden gets up there and calls Trump, they're going to sit back and allow it. They're not going to step in and say, in all fairness, actually, that was taken out of context. They're going to be like, well, that sounds pretty good to me. It's exactly what he did. He did say that about soldiers. He didn't disavow all of the white nationalists and stuff that was down there. And they're going to allow Biden to get up there and drop all of these bootleg, nasty lies and talking points about Trump. And I guarantee you they're not going to correct him. And then I guarantee you they're going to be with the quick trigger finger to cut Trump's mic off real quick. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Okay. All right. That's enough, Mr. Trump. Now, Mr. Biden. Now I'm thinking you got 90 minutes. Let these two scrap it out. Let them scrap it out. So we're going to see. But I'm not expecting much from these two. But apparently, according to this lady, she's upset the Trump spokesperson had the nerve to even invoke fake crapper's name.
On his behalf,
and I will
willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Carol, wow. Thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome.
No, you're not. Now, you see how quick this woman reacted? She didn't even give her a second to rebuttal. She's like, I'm just stating the facts. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and cut. But they're all about freedom of speech at CNN. And they're fair and balanced. They're going to come out and not be all in the corner for Joe Biden. No, not at all. This is going to be a debate that simply is going to focus on the policies and the facts. It's going to be trash. It's going to be trash. And I hope Trump goes in wisely and aware of that. I hope that he allows Joe Biden to go ahead and burn his own bridge. And I hope he don't take the bait when it comes down to CNN throwing out questions that are so lopsided, has nothing to do with policy. It's going to be, you said you were going to be a dictator on day one. Is that true? And what did you mean when you say you're going to deport all of these people? It's going to be nothing but questions geared to infuriate Trump or to make Trump look bad. So we already know it's coming, and they're hoping they can just drag Creepy Sleepy through this debate and hopefully getting through it and then say, well, look, he won because he managed to make it through, 90 minutes? I heard they even got him standing up, y'all. Standing up. They probably in there with the Rocky music like, da-na-na. Come on, Joe, just stand. Yeah, my feet are killing me. I can't even feel them. We know, Joe, just hang in there a little longer. You got 30 seconds. They probably got him in there standing for like 2 hours straight. Like, Joe, if you could just stand. If you could just stand up straight for 90 minutes, you'll win this debate.
Welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now.
In equal questions?
Later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
As we watch...
Well, here's fake crapper now. Look how fair and balanced he is. Now, would you let a guy like this, and imagine if fake crapper was a judge, and these were some of the clips you heard the judge prior to you walking into his courtroom. You heard him out there making comments like this about you.
Donald Trump attempt to turn his arrest and indictment into some sort of campaign commercial. The folks in the control room, I don't need to see any more of that. He's trying to turn this in. He's trying to turn it into a spectacle, into a campaign ad. That's enough of that. We've seen it already. Here he is right now under my voice. You hear him repeating his anti-immigrant rhetoric.
Yeah.
President Trump, now in quarantine, has become a symbol of his own failures. He's running the single most negative, sleazy campaign.
Sleazy campaign. He's going to be straight up fair and balanced. Fake crapper is going to come out there and just ask questions. And they're not going to be, slighted and tilted towards Trump being a white nationalist, racist, xenophobe, Hitler loving, Putin follower, all of that stuff. That guy's going to come out there and be the trash that we expect him to be. I am not expecting anything less than what I've seen CNN do all of this time. They were the original players that made me become red pilled when it came down to the news. See, I was already hip to the Democrats for the most part, but I wasn't quite hip to how horrible the news was until CNN helped me, y'all. They helped red pill me to the news. So here's fake crapper. Yeah. Now, he's going to be fair and balanced. Remember, if he's the judge and you got to go into his courtroom after seeing clips of him talk about you like this, you think he's going to give you a fair shot.
American history for a major party candidate. If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf,
here it is. Here comes the Hitler
find the Nazi leader.
Somebody said the debate is canceled? Or is that just somebody just saying that, or is that true? Because that's interesting. If it is canceled, I'd be like, what? You gotta be kidding me. I've been licking my chops. For this. So now all of a sudden, Mein Kampf. Yeah. Hitler again, by the way.
Describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly. He pushes the government of the United States to...
Is anybody going to watch?
All of that. And you are telling me that this debate is not going to be filled with nothing but CNN commentators attacking Donald Trump and protecting Joe Biden. They might even give him a nap break. All right, now at this part of the debate, we're going to go ahead and allow each candidate to take a 30-minute nap. Trump, I don't need a nap. Let's keep going. Now, what about you, Mr. Biden? Nap time! They might even give him a nap. Who knows? Do you know what? We're going to go ahead and allow Joe Biden to go into the drug room right now to go ahead and get another injection of adrenaline. Who knows what these folks are going to be up to? So, guys, here we go. Here's Trump asking about the debate, leading up to it. Let's see what he got to say.
Watch the debate.
Me, I'm going to watch it. Ooh.
He's going to be so pumped up. He's going to be pumped up. You know all that stuff that was missing about a month ago from the White House? What happened? Who left it? Somebody left it there. I wonder, let's see, somebody left a laptop in an office of a gentleman who was supposed to fix the laptop from hell. He never picked it up, and somebody didn't pick up hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine. I wonder who that could have been.
Yeah, I'm scratching my thumb.
Actually, I think it was Joe.
Now, look at that. Here we have Donald Trump up here just joking, a little tongue-in-cheek. You think the media took it that way? You think they're able to understand humor and context and stuff like that? Let's see how they reacted to that.
And now we know it wasn't Joe's Coke, but it's funny. Trump knows that. The crowd knows that. The only one who doesn't know it is the media.
What?
I can't even believe I have to fact check that one, I guess, if that's what you're calling it, but it was not President Biden.
What's happened in the last few months is convicted felon, more extreme statements even than ever before. I mean, this cocaine example, this is normal now for Donald Trump to throw anything out there.
Donald Trump on stage.
Anything out there. Dead serious, right? Dead serious. Trump needs to throw out that Joe might be the owner of all that cocaine dead seriously. That's how belittling they treat their audience. So now, you want us to believe that Trump is using this whole cocaine narrative seriously. Not tongue-in-cheek, not just joking. You all know Trump, once he gets around his peeps, he starts clowning. He starts saying things. He's not able to joke without them taking it seriously. But Joe can throw out his sorry jokes and he's just joking and stuff like that. Now, somebody said it could be. Honestly, I'm going, He might be going, hey, Hunter, let me hit a couple of those lines too. We don't know. Most likely it was Hunter's. But the point is, we all know that Donald Trump was joking. They want to come out and make it sound like he was dead serious about this. And this is why we have waken up to how fake the news is.
Suggesting that President Biden will be on cocaine. To back up, the point I'll make here, this individual, this candidate, this convicted felon, plays dirty. He plays ugly. He's done it many times in the past. We could spend the next 3.5 hours.
Now you see that? Now you talk about cheap fakes, them using the whole title, this convicted felon. Now I wonder what's going to happen when this get reversed. Are they going to still be running around calling him a felon? A convicted felon? Are they going to retract all of that? As they all know that Trump is not really a convicted felon. They all know that these were trumped up charges. We got a whole bunch of folks that are fair-minded enough to say, man, these charges were all bullcrap. It was bullcrap. You know, granted, I might even be a Democrat, but it was bullcrap. Even some Democrats are saying it was bullcrap. But here she is, a convicted felon who's running her acting butt.
Hours listing his lies. We wouldn't get through them. He lies like a rug.
But creepy is he's just straight up honest, right? Now we don't even need to go down the lies of creepy. He lies for nothing. That dude lies for nothing. I mean, I can see you lying about, hey, dude, is this your drugs? Nah, man, I ain't never seen these drugs. I can see you lying about something seriously. He lies about stupid stuff. That's right. I used to march in the civil rights movement. My uncle was possibly eaten by pygmies and never found the body. I used to drive a semi-truck. I was raised by Puerto Ricans. Stuff like that. These are lies that you go, these are look-upable lies. These are look-upable lies. These aren't necessary lies, Joe. But here she is. He lies like a rug. Her whole network lies like a rug. They are the rug. And I want to wipe my feet on that rug. That's a rug where I will Rick James it all day. F your rug. F your rug. That's what I would do to that rug. Their whole network.
The former president saying that he would be a dictator on day one and he would use the Department of Justice in a way to weaponize it against his political enemies. We, on the other hand, approached our work around saying that we are going to fight for freedoms.
Pure comedy. Did y'all hear Chameleon Kamala trying to go ahead and lay some groundwork before the debate? Because they're fighting for freedom and honesty, and they're not dictators, even though they had the DOJ and all of that go after Trump to try to throw him in jail. Even though they sent one of their top guys from the Department of Justice to go work with Fat Albert to lock Trump up. Yeah, they're not dictators, even though they had the FBI spying on people on the internets because they were working with the big tech corporations and stuff like that. They're not. Yeah. Even though they had the FBI and the DOJ go after all of those folks from J6 who were just walking around with MAGA hats on and cell phones and stuff like that. And yet they let Antifa and Black Lives Matter and all of these pro-Palestinian protesters just run free. Just run free. Yeah, but they're not dictators, even though they want to police speech. Even though they force folks in their cribs, and made them get injections that they didn't want. But no, they're the ones fighting for democracy and freedom, right?
Weaponizing the Justice Department. What we're about to show you is a timeline, and you can decide for yourself. Right before Trump announces he's running for president, Joe Biden promises he'll stop Trump from taking power.
We just have to demonstrate that he will not take power by if he does run, making sure he, under legitimate efforts of our Constitution, does not become the next president again.
Now, see, we would ask Joe what he meant by that, but he don't take interviews. He don't answer questions. It's few far in between. See, I would like to know, what did you mean when you had said? You know what else I'd like for him to answer? A couple questions. I would like for him to answer why his daughter, Ashley Biden, said that he took showers with her when she was younger. And now she might be all busted up on the inside because she think they were inappropriate. Nobody ever even put him on the spot to answer that question. I would also like somebody, anybody, to ask him, you know what? Before the election took place, you said that y'all had put together the most comprehensive voter fraud program. What did you mean by that? What were you referring to? Nobody has asked him these questions since. And I'm saying, is it because they shield him? They only pick folks in the audience to ask questions. And Peter, when he does get a chance, he doesn't focus on those questions. Those are questions that would make Joe malfunction. You think he would have a rational response to any of those questions? Nope. He would explode right there trying to answer them. So there he is saying it right there on the mic. Right there on the mic. Yeah, we're going to make sure he don't take power. He didn't say nothing about we're going to beat him at the ballot box. We're going to go ahead and take him one-on-one head up, show the people that our policies are better than Trump. We're going to prove to them that we're the best party. We're going to do that. Nope, forget that. Why would we do that? We're just going to stop this man. That's what we're going to do.
And that message was heard loud and clear because 9 days later, the Democrats send in the legal kamikazes. November 18th, very important date. Garland appoints Jack Smith as special counsel on 2 different Trump cases. What? The same day, the 18th.
Same day.
Nathan Wade meets with White House lawyers
same
for
day.
8 hours.
All coinky dink.
The same day, the 18th. The number 3 guy at Biden's Justice Department, Matt Colangelo, gives his 2-week notice to start working with Alvin Bragg.
All coinky dinks. Y'all hear that? So let me get this straight. Fat Albert shows up and he walks away with one of the top guys in the Biden administration. Number 3. All the same day. Along with Jack in the Box getting 2 cases all on the same day. Now, isn't that odd? Somebody say odds are 1 in a million, aren't they? We all know this is bogus. They're not even trying to hide it.
What are the chances on the same day the 4 criminal cases against Donald Trump emerge from the Biden administration and come alive? Everything we just reported is well documented. But
well, Jesse, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. No, Jesse, no. See, the media says no to stuff that is inevitable, stuff that is obvious, stuff that we all go, that's an absolute. It's like saying no while you're falling off of a cliff. No! Everybody does it. No! You know that no means nothing. You know it's not going to stop anything. It's not going to change anything. Yeah, it ain't like gravity's going to say, well, they said no really hard. They said it loud and forcefully. We better go ahead and change course. No, your no means nothing to us. When we hear them go, no, there's no evidence. We're going, whatever. It's going in one ear and out the other. When all of the evidence shows that these folks all got together and coordinated this mess. And whenever you bring it up to the fake news, no, there's no evidence of that. We can't let you just sit here and say things like that. Unbelievable.
Talking about it's racist.
For a variety of reasons, that narrative makes no sense. What? It is factually false, and it's also
factually false. So wait, the guy who left the White House, third in charge, goes to work with Fat Albert, and she says that narrative makes no sense and is factually false. What's factually false about it? The man is there. He was in the video next to Fat Albert after they got the judgment. What are you talking about? It makes no sense. It's factually false. Unbelievable. See, once again, no evidence.
So dangerously and perniciously racist because...
There it is. Insert some racism. Sprinkle a little racism on it. Whenever you're in trouble, when in doubt, there it is. That'll clear that up right there, some racism. It's racist to assume that the white guy, okay, from the White House, okay, went down there to oversee and help the black guy who turned down the case. But for some reason, the white guy goes down there to work with him, and now all of a sudden, she's somehow inserting race into this.
It assumes that DA Alvin Bragg, who is black, could not have executed this prosecution on his own without the supervision of a bunch of white elders.
Now, you see how they fight dirty and try to get you to back up off of anything that your common sense is going, bull crap. What? We're racism. Whoa. Let's back up. We don't want to come across as insensitive to racism. Interesting twist and spin on that But nobody was looking at this through the lens of race except for you. It's racist to think that the white overseer got to come down there and unbelievable, these people. But you see where MSNBC is willing to stoop to? They're the toilet bowl of all the news networks. They are definitely the toilet bowl. But the toilet bowl of all toilet bowls, of course, is Joy Reid's show. She right there got the toilet bowl award, the Super Bowl. That's what it is. It's the Super Bowl. That's what she got.
So you said recently.
Oh, yeah. See, now they're worried. They're worried about Trump. What if he gets in, y'all? What if he gets in? Look at all the stuff he gonna do if he gets in, y'all. See, this is why we got to stop this man. Listen to these two dodos. We done brought together the two people with the biggest nose ever. They should be out there sword fighting right there on the set. We got two swordfish swimming around on that set right there. They shouldn't have enough room for both of those noses on that set right there. Rachel Madcow's nose, who's about a good 2 or 3 miles long, and then you got Joy Behar's nose, who's about a good 2.8 miles long. I don't know which one is longer. So let's hear these two right here talk about the danger of Donald Trump, because see, they got to set the groundwork for all the people who are going to be watching this debate and got to make a serious decision on who they're going to vote for. You don't want to vote for a man who would do something like this, would you?
You thought that you, as an outspoken critic, could be a target yourself. Some people think that sounds overdramatic.
You see that guy right there? You see that guy right there? Uh-huh. Yeah, he could be a target. I mean, I'm sorry, that's Rachel Madcow. My fault. All right, well, you see that guy right? Once again, it's hard to get it out of my head. Out there with the suit, you know, the man cut and all of that stuff. It looks like she might even have Adam's apple, or is that the nose? Is that the nose sticking? I don't know. So anyway, apparently, Rachel Madcow thinks that the nose might pop up on Trump's radar. Now, granted, it might pop up on the radar, but not because of what she's saying it is. It's going to pop up on that radar because it's that big. Sir, we got an incoming bogey right now. We've never seen anything this large. It's taking up the whole side of size of Nebraska. It might be alien. Might be an alien ship. Oh, wait, that's just Rachel Madcow. That's just Rachel Madcow. Let's continue.
But I'm right there with you. I think that he is so vindictive.
Now I know Rachel Maddow is listening to Joy and probably going, you really believe that? I said it because I understand that I'm a propagandist. You're saying it because you really believe it. But I'm not going to say anything here. I'm going to shake my head and say, good work, Madcow, because you got one. You got one. I'm convinced that Trump's going to do this, and they might be on his radar. Madcow does it for propaganda. This one does it because she's buying into it. She believes it.
And he will go after, however he has to, through the IRS maybe, or even, or through sponsors to get us off the air maybe, and or you. Yeah. How seriously should we be taking that?
How seriously should we be taking that? Trump's going to, all right, the first order of business is to go after Rachel Madcow and, of course, Joy Behar. I want those two big noses out of here. You understand? Put them to the gulags. I want you to hang those noses. Just the nose, though. Just the nose. So here we have these two up here talking about how realistic is it that Trump might get in. And out of all the stuff he got to handle and deal with, he's going to stop and say, here's a priority. Let's go after Rachel Maddow and Joy Behar.
Well, so I was asked, am I worried about me? And my answer was, I'm worried about all of us. I'm no more worried about me than I am worried about everybody in the country. I think it's bad to have somebody saying, give me as much power as you can in this country so I can use it to go after other Americans. So I can use it to go after these subhuman internal enemies and I'll destroy them.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it odd that Madcow is describing exactly what the Biden administration is doing? Going after just poor folks who were walking around the Capitol, came up there because they felt there were some discrepancies with the election. But you think the DOJ cares about that? No. They're willing to break the piggy bank, use up all the resources to lock these folks up, bankrupt them, force them into admitting guilt to stuff that they ain't really guilty of. You know, all kind of crap like that. Going after their political opponents. We just saw Jesse highlight the fact that mysteriously, miraculously, all of these elements just came together beautifully on the same date. But no, there's no evidence. You know what that would be equivalent of? That would be equivalent of me going to the junkyard right now and say, you know what? I like a sports car And all of a sudden, all of the metal just happened to fall over and form a Bugatti, ready to go. I mean, that bad boy is shiny, brand new. Got the engine. Everything just felt perfectly in place. Just like that. And I'm going, what a coinky dink. Yeah. So all of this crap that has happened, and Rachel Maddow is out there describing exactly what the Biden administration and the Democrats are up to. The ones that want to go ahead and, pack the courts. The ones who is attacking the Supreme Court. Yeah, the ones who want to do all of these changes so that they can stay in power and manipulate the system. And yes, she's talking about, I'm scared of anybody who can have that much power and will go after their enemies and things of that nature, just like we're doing right now. Because I'm a part of the Mockingbird media and I'm out here to help and project all of this vomit onto Trump and his supporters.
Like, that's just not a good system for anybody. And I don't think anybody's safe if that's the sort of basis on which he wants to get more power.
Remember when Nixon had an enemies list? That was a proud moment for a lot of people if they were on the enemies list. Maybe we need to turn it around like that.
Are you kidding? You hear Big Nose number 2? Big Nose number 2 really thinks that she's that important. Man, the arrogance of these people is fascinating. It's fascinating. Look, I understand certain things. Now, YouTube has stuck it to me when it comes down to my numbers, to my subscribers, my views, all of that stuff. I had one video I did a couple weeks back that somehow made it through the cracks and we're at like 70-something thousand views on it. But other than that, I know exactly where my views are going to stop and tamper down. I know that I click on it tomorrow, my channel will probably be at the same amount of subscribers. And until something changes at YouTube, I'm probably going to have to deal with this. Or until I find another platform or whatever it is, just as accommodating. And I know with that, limited growth also limits my exposure and my impact. And that's YouTube knows that too. That's why they make sure that, hey, we're going to keep you at a certain level. Because if I hit 500,000, a million or whatever, and start making waves and start showing up on different, outlets and news networks for cameo here or there, you don't think that I'm going to pop up on a Joy Reid's radar? The more dangerous you become to the system, that makes them react to you differently. You're no longer just, don't worry about him. He's just under the radar right now. When they start saying this guy's influencing Joe Rogan numbers or something like that, when they say, man, this dude can sway an election based on what he's talking about, then you'll start seeing hit pieces come out. Then you start seeing people dig into your past and stuff like that. These bozos, they're not making any type of damage. Are you kidding me? We already hip to what they're about. So all they're going to continue to do is just keep the persuade, brainwash audience that they have. And they're probably not going to acquire new folks. If anything, they're going to lose folks to being red-pilled as time goes by. They're not a danger. They're not that important. I know where I'm at right now in my career when it comes down to doing YouTube. So I don't expect to see a hit piece done, on MSNBC or CNN. I don't expect that right now. Okay, now, if I grow and get bigger, then you start going, okay, I probably have to look out for some stuff right now because I made an appearance on Tucker or I made an appearance on whatever. But these bums? Are you kidding me? I mean, Trump was in office for 4 years. He didn't go after these folks. Rachel Maddow got hold to his taxes. You would think she would be one of the first people to be like, man, I'm locking her up. I'm going to press charges and ask her, how'd you get those taxes? Maybe we should subpoena her butt and find out how'd you get those, who gave them to you? Who gave them to you? But nope, he let her go ahead out there and continue to just spew propaganda. But that's the mentality of the left. Yeah, they're a victim. Everybody's after us. Yeah, we're that important.
Well, I think that if he decides that he's going to go after you or me or anybody who's well known, we have resources. We'll likely be fine. But
you mean unlike the folks that the DOJ is going after now that don't have the resources, the ones that still locked up because of January 6th bullcrap and Nancy Pelosi not doing her job and all that stuff? You talking about that? You mean like that? Unreal.
I think there's a pattern where he picks out individual people and effectively terrorizes them. They're starting to bulletproof vests to get in.
But Trump hasn't been terrorized, y'all. He has not been terrorized. Let me see. He's only had what? A Russia collusion narrative told about him, where he was getting tinkled on by prostitutes in a cheap hotel. Yeah, that was nothing. That's not being terrorized. It only handicapped his presidency for 2 years. Yeah. Then after that, only what? Two impeachments? He hasn't been terrorized though. I mean, only received over 90% negative coverage from networks like, CNN, MSNBC, and people, like on The View. Yeah, he hasn't been terrorized. He's only been called, what, a white nationalist, racist, xenophobe, homophobe, let me see what other phobes we can come up with. A phobophobe. He's every phobe you can think of. Then, of course, he's only been hit with 4 indictments. He's only been hit with trying to get, what, $500 million out of him, then giving $85 million away to some crazy chick. Yeah, E. Jean Carroll. He's only been convicted of a bootleg crime that nobody can explain what the crime is. So he hasn't been terrorized. No, he terrorizes other people that I can't quite figure out who exactly was terrorized. Oh, you mean with his mean words by calling Hillary Clinton crooked? Or Joe Biden crooked? You mean like that? Other than that, I don't know what she's talking about.
It's ridiculous. Once you have political violence, you have fascism following that. So
she can't see fascism right in her face. She's looking at a fascist right there, nose to nose. One big nose to another big nose. Unbelievable.
Donald Trump, he cannot debate Joe Biden on the merits. So he's going to be a disruptor, and the Biden team better be prepared for Donald Trump to walk. I mean, what would a disruptor do? Okay, you're going to cut off my microphone. I'm going to walk over to your microphone, and I'm going to...
Now you hear these cheap, fake behind commentators right here? If you want to talk about cheap and fake, here's 2 of the cheapest and fakest persons. They should be called cheap and fake. Cheap and fake right there. So here we are talking about you can't debate Joe Biden on the merits. I mean, come on. Who could debate Joe Biden on the merits of a horrible economy, high inflation, an open border, and all kind of turmoil going across the whole globe right now? I mean, who could debate Joe on those issues? He's like so far ahead that Donald Trump can't hold the candlestick to him. This is the same guy who just was out there talking about something. This is the best Joe Biden I've ever seen. He's the best and I'm going, are you kidding me? How much prostitute money are you getting to come out there and say this stuff?
going to get in your face. I'm going to compete. He could do that. He could do, imagine the 10 most disruptive things that Donald Trump could do. And he's going to probably do those very...
Unbelievable, these people. So this is what they're setting the tone for. They're now they want their people to think that Trump is a loose cannon. He might do anything. He might just get up, run across that stage, and drop a elbow on Creepy Sleepy, and just go straight ground and pound on him, dropping elbows on him. Some of those. He might just throw him in a rear naked choke. Who knows? He might go over there and just grab him by the clavicle. We don't know what Trump is capable of doing. These folks, look at this girl, look at this lady, the so-called Republican on The View.
Biden's primary campaign message is we are running to save democracy. Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. I believe that. I testified to the Department of Justice against him because I am afraid of him. I'm afraid of what he'll do to this country.
Holy moly, mother of God. I testify because I'm afraid of him. He's an existential threat to the democracy. How? I don't even know how she managed to get into... See, these are people who won't be in round two. See, they know that. They know folks like that slid in during round one of Trump's, presidency because he just didn't know. He relied on a lot of people. All right, who do you think should hold this position? Or I think I recommend this person. Now he knows. And they know that he knows. See, so they're concerned. Janine, would you go ahead and elaborate on this stupidity?
Claim that Donald Trump is going to cancel The View. First of all, you're not that important. Secondly, didn't The View air between 2016 and 2020? All right. And didn't Trump people go on The View like Kellyanne Conway and Don Jr.? And they're going to sick the IRS after? We're going to sick it on them? I mean, Lois Lerner, I mean, you're so right, Shannon. I mean, that's what they did. I mean, the whole thing is like this prediction that is so bizarre that it's unfathomable.
It is unfathomable because they're crazy, either crazy or corrupt and evil. They're willing to come out there and say whatever. Trump's a danger to everybody. I think my life is in danger if he wins. Y'all want me to get killed? Y'all want me to get killed? Then go ahead, man. Fine. You go ahead and vote for Trump. Watch me get killed by Trump. Watch me get. That is how reckless they are right now with the rhetoric. And yet they're running around talking about some deep fakes and cheap fakes. They are the deep and cheap fakes. When you start saying stupid stuff like that, he's an existential threat.
What they're talking about.
They believe that they are so important that they pose a threat to the country. It's almost like a humble brag that like, oh my God, they're going to come for me. No, shouldn't Trump just call them up personally and say, you'll be fine?
That would be funny. You'll be fine. Yeah, I wonder what they do. Okay, whew. Good, I'm off the hook now. I guess Trump's not that evil. They're probably like, Trump called me up and said I'll be fine, but I really knew what he was saying. It was the dog whistle to say you're on the hit list. That's what that was. They will find a way to make that sound like Trump threatened their life. So guys, the final one, which I didn't get to the other night. MSNBC finally then flew over the cuckoo's nest. Listen to this one, guys. Trump will order hits on his enemy. Now, like I said, the only cheap fakes out there is the news itself. They're the cheap and deep fakes. Listen to this hit piece in the toilet bowl.
And he would say things around the table like, let's imagine saying something like, I want to have this leaker found and executed. But let's imagine he's just blowing off steam. He's saying, if we can find that leaker, I'd like to take him out of the back of the White House on the South Lawn and have him shot. And let's say he wasn't being serious. Let's just say he was blowing off steam, right? As a matter of presidential temperament, is that the guy you want to have behind as the commander-in-chief, sitting in the...
Now, this guy's suggesting that Trump is going to be casually talking about taking people out back and shooting them. And folks are going to be like, well, you heard the boss. Even though he didn't tell us to do it, that's what he must have meant. Just like they want to assume that this so-called insurrection on January 6th, when Trump says, go over there and let your voices peacefully be heard. What we all heard was, you heard the boss. He wants us to go over there and hang Mike Pence and kill Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, that's the secret password for insurrection. So we got to go ahead and do, even if Trump did call for that, you think we'd have did that? I mean, it's so asinine, the narratives that these people throw out there. But yet at the same time, just a few minutes ago, they were whining about Trump joking about Biden having cocaine in the White House. But now this guy is dead serious about suggesting that Trump would be in the White House, suggesting that folks should be executed. Take him out in the back yard and just execute him. No trial, nothing.
Oval Office, a guy who, when he's frustrated, when he's blowing off steam, again to use Barr's formulation, is someone whose way in which he exercises his frustration is to casually talk about having people who work for him shot, executed in some way.
Where are they getting this from? Where in the world are they getting this from? Casually talk about having people. Do you know how dangerous this rhetoric is? You know how low you have to stoop to be suggesting that the president of the United States would be out there just straight saying, you know what, I got a couple people I want executed. Here's a hit list. Who do you think he is? Hillary? You think he's Hillary? He's not one of the Clintons. He's not one of them. Yeah, but here this guy is up here just talking about that. Can you imagine with his temperament and so where are all the people he had executed his first presidency? That's my question. He didn't even have Crooked executed. And she was his arch enemy. The one that lied about the dossier, that called this man a Russian agent and paid for it and drug our country through 2.5 years of garbage. And yet he didn't slide that in. He didn't say, well, you know what? How about you go ahead and, crooked. But this guy's on here seriously suggesting this while Mika and Joe, the two propagandists, cheap and fake right there, are going,
Well, I don't know if that's by hanging or by a guillotine or by the firing squad. I think it speaks to a temperament.
No trial, no nothing. I mean, he's on a so-called serious network. And he's just talking about that, whether that's by that. And they're all sitting there having this conversation like it's serious. Yes. About, whether it be by hanging, lynching, poisoning, skinned alive. It could be, boiling. We never know. He's very barbaric. He might be into boiling alive. Unbelievable, man. And watch, let's see the audience. Let's see how they're reacting.
And that is the kind of temperament that leads you to a president of the United States who, when your vice president is on Capitol Hill in the middle of a riot that you have incited, and the people at that riot.
A riot that you have incited. You mean like if you see anybody, and I mean anybody, you know what? I don't know why there isn't uprisings all over the country, and who knows? Maybe there will be. Brett, we need to stay in the streets. We need to do all of this, all of that crap, all of that, and y'all need to fight like hell, fight like this, fight like that. But Trump says fight for our country. He's inciting a riot. Trump says go over and let your voices peacefully be heard. He's inciting a riot. Trump tells these people to go home now. He's inciting a riot. Listen to this freaking liar right here as he talks about Trump might be suggesting having folks killed. This is where they're at with MSNBC. That's how desperate they are to stop Trump, where they're saying, I don't care. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Get out there and say it. We're at that point. Don't hold back on your stupidity.
Are talking about lynching the vice president. Your temperament, that president is the kind of person who says, I'm not going to do anything to call off the mob that I incited. I'm just going to sit up here and let it play out. And I'm going to say quietly, according to at least some of the reporting that we've seen.
We're reporting. I'm going to just let it play out according to the reporting and this and that, all of that stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, well, where's your reporting? Who's your sources, pal? See, because I got a video. I'd have to go through my archives. But the guy with the horns, he got a text message early. This is from our president before they went in. He's telling us to stop and go home. That means Trump reached out to tell these people early, stop, go home. But guess what the media did? Because, see, it wouldn't be as special. It wouldn't be as special if they showed that Trump responded almost immediately to tell the people to go home. They needed a couple more hours. We need a delay. Pull that mess down off the internet. Pull it down off the internet. We need a couple. Let it marinate. Let this stuff escalate. Don't let Trump's message go out early, because then we won't be able to say later on that Trump inspired an insurrection and he sat and watched it and laughed as it was taking place. He was in a dark, dimly lit room with his fingers like this going, That's what Trump was doing while it was all going on. These are evil people. Very evil people.
Some Capitol Hill, some stuff from the January 6th committee was said, maybe our supporters have it right here. Maybe Mike Pence deserves this. Maybe.
And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dummies up there, all in the box, looking like the Brady dumb bunch. And they're all just sitting there. Nobody's going, wait a minute, man. Are you suggesting that Trump is going to be having people just executed in the backyard? Nobody's saying that. That would be my thought. Put me in one of those boxes. Good grief. I would be the only guy with my finger up. Going, oh, wait, hold on. I don't mean it. I know. Look, man, I don't know how much prostitute money you getting. They can't pay me enough to believe this. You want me to believe that Trump is going to be in the office like, you know what, wake up that morning. Somebody go out and get Nancy Pelosi and bring her back here to the White House. Execute her. This is supposed to be a network that I guess, I don't know who's funding this crap at this point. Surely, based on their ratings, they're not getting paid advertisement that much. But let's continue. Here we go.
He deserves to be killed, strung up on the Capitol ground. I think, whether you don't have to get all the way to Donald Trump was ordering the execution of staffers, to think that this is a very dangerous temperament and a very dangerous mindset to have, and one that shows an enormous lack of respect for the office, for the seriousness of the position, and as someone who is not in control of himself in a way that you would want a president to be.
Wow. So it is official. MSNBC has finally flew over the cuckoo nest. Now they've been over the cuckoo nest. They are the cuckoo nest. So y'all hear that, according to that man? But let me go ahead so I don't get sued. But I'll just say, I'm not saying Trump's going to be actually ordering executions, but I'm just wanting to go ahead and imply that someone with that temperament is capable. You don't want somebody like that in the office. He's dangerous. So please don't vote for him, everybody, because I'm not here to go ahead and give you some type of balance or whatever. I'm here to just straight up tell y'all, by any means necessary, don't vote for Trump. And if I got to try to allude to the fact that Trump might be just straight killing folks, having them executed, but then going to try to walk it back at the last second and say, but based on a temperament, I'm not saying he's going to do it, but I'm saying a person like that with a temperament like that could actually do it. For anybody who's dumb enough to believe this, could be out there, maybe doing it or suggesting it. And who knows? There might be dumb enough people surrounding him. They might say, well, you know what? The boss didn't say actually go do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe I would favor with him like super behind Michael Cohen tried to do. Yeah, so let's go ahead out there and say, hey, boss, we got a surprise for you. Yeah, like National Lampoon's Christmas when Eddie brought the boss back to Clark. Yeah, Clark, I heard what you said. Now, so I brought him back. Nobody's that dumb. Nobody's that dumb except for the folks watching MSNBC, because you can't be that smart if you're watching them for your news, and not to be clowning them and calling out their hypocrisy and their gaslighting. That's the only reason I even show y'all these clips, because it's hilarious, and I got to know what my enemy is up to. And our enemy is up to some desperate measures right about now when they're telling their audience that Trump's going to be executing folks when he gets into the White House. So please don't vote for him. Please don't vote for him. When they get to a point where they're saying, I might be thrown in the gulags just because Trump doesn't like me, even though he's nothing more than a reporter. But anyway, look, maybe y'all want to see me get killed. So, I mean, if y'all want to vote for Trump, we're trying to tell y'all that this man is that dangerous that you shouldn't vote for him. So we're going to see what happens on Thursday. Somebody earlier said that they were looking and they didn't see anything mentioning that the debate was canceled. So maybe that was a false alarm or something like that. Or maybe somebody was just saying that jokingly. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not canceled. And if it does get canceled, it's probably going to be canceled by the Biden administration, if anything. Maybe he collapsed while standing for 90 minutes straight. That's probably part of the training. Got the headband around him. Yeah, the Adidas on his feet. Some shorts. Come on, Joe. Yeah, you got 30 more minutes wobbling side to side. I want to see how this is going to work. They might put an apparatus up under his suit that just holds him up. Who knows? I'm going to be checking for everything. He needs to get patted down. He might have some apparatus around his waist making him stand for that long. But anyway, we'll see. Now, I'll be back here on tomorrow and Wednesday. And I don't know what time the debates are on Thursday. So, you know what? One of these days, I'm going to try to figure out how to live stream so y'all can see it. Because I wouldn't mind like live streaming the debate and comment in real time on it and sitting back laughing with y'all. So who knows? We'll see. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I might do something like that. We'll see. But somebody said exoskeleton. You're right. That man might come out like RoboCop. Stop. Yeah, come out straight like RoboCop. Now, before we get out of here, give you guys a little sample. Yeah. First of all, the fur is growing back. You know what he looks like? He looks like that gopher on Caddyshack. So, yeah. Gizmo's back. You doing better, buddy? Yeah, he's doing better, guys. Thanks for all the well wishes. I got to keep him pretty much confined to just... He's furious with me because he wants me to throw his ball, but I can't do it. I can't take the risk of him throwing the back out again. So he just bullies me the whole day, putting the ball up there like, what? Why you acting brand new? Man, you always throw the ball. Throw the ball, man. I'll be going, I can't throw it, kids. Why not? Hey, he has no idea he hurt his back. He's sitting back like, it feels great now. You know, so I'm just like, nah, I can't set my dog up for failure. So unfortunately, he's confined to just squeaking the ball, biting on it. But you know what? This is how clever he is. He will not bite that ball and make noise while in this room. He knows what I'm doing. That's the funny part about it. He's like, I need to be quiet while Kev's doing his show. And as soon as I finish it up and wrap up, then he starts making noise or playing with his ball and things like that. That's how smart he is. Now you see why I would break the bank. I would break the bank to make sure that dog survives. I'm telling you. I'd be like, I don't care what you got to do. Save this dog's life. You understand that? So hopefully I'll never have to do that until he's about 180 years old. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Don't forget, on the way out, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to check out the store, you can do that. Also, if you want to support my channel, otherwise you can do that through my Cash App and my PayPal. Other than that, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place, man. Let's get out of here. This is our city. Take care.